Well, hey guys, I've geared up my mosaic for Ubers. I'll be showcasing my build thoughts so far. Managed to get some cool items. I'm gonna use my test character to display because I don't feel like swapping out the gear. That's the worst part about this whole Uber scenario is I have to gear swap a bunch of charms, gear. It's quite a hassle, so I'll just show the gear on my test character. So let's get to it. Crown of Ages with double I've actually found a copy of this on my legit character. That was pretty nice. Rising Sun, Unity Fire, Drax, T Gods, and a Ravenfrost. So triple Zorb, and with Enigma and Fade, I'm sitting at 50% DR, which is what I needed. Because, like I said in the previous video, even with 36% DR, I was occasionally taking way too much damage. Now, yes, you can do Ubers with way less gear, but I want to guarantee my safety, especially when I'm gonna do a bunch of runs. And every now and then they do critical. So just to avoid crits or occasional misplays, since I'm a human being, I just went for full safety. And this is player's 8 as well, and I don't save and exit, so I have to play it safe. So that's my thought process. Um, and the setup has been working amazingly so far. Uh, um, Definitely the way to go to have 50% DR. Less DR it's quite scary with this update, especially no Zorb, especially on players 8. Quite tough. I have a bunch of rest charms. I managed to get 2 martial arts skillers. If I get better charms, I can put some more. Honestly, I might need attack rating more. That's the issue with the mosaic sin is you need attack rating, and it's hard to incorporate attack rating into the build unless you have some really GG gear. So yeah, a bunch of rest charms that I found across the months. These are all legit. Well, currently this is a test character, so technically these ones are not legit, but I do make test characters to test out my builds. So I have these exact same charms. They're on my legit playthrough. But yeah. Um. So some thoughts. Mosaic is kind of tricky with Ubers. If you misplay or you have bad load times, you're gonna lose your charges. So you have to be very quick and do everything right. Because I've had one run where I messed up a few times, and just going back and forth is, first of all, is quite dangerous, and second of all, wastes a lot of time. If you're not 100% on point, it will be very clunky. But I'll have to say, it's very safe. It's probably the most safe Uber's character if done correctly. With charge free of Phoenix Strike, you have an AoE freeze, and the ads just are not an issue. You're basically just fighting Uber solo, which is huge because usually the ads they're more trouble than the Ubers themselves, since they surround you and they do some damage. So having the ads out of the equation really simplifies the process. You can definitely min-max the charges on different Ubers. For example, the mini Ubers for Uber Tristram, you can do charge 1 or charge 2. Charge 1 is actually the best for Ubers, but there is one concern. You may crash your game. So I'm scared to try it out. I don't want my game to crash. But if your game doesn't crash, then charge 1 is so good. The meteors are fantastic. Lady Ubers. I would definitely recommend that. Aside from that, I'm thinking of transitioning to the cold version of Mosaic because Charge Free Chaos Ice Bolt, like I said, it's so good. I've been playing PVM with Mosaic, and let me tell you, it's a very risky build to play. There were times where I faced Tier 5 Heralds with double aura amp. That were archers, and my Merc and Shadow Master took one for the team. Otherwise, I would have died. Like, even when I poke of Shadow them, it's so scary because you don't want to get hit by that. Like, you really don't. Especially with the amount of health I have. Even with damage reduction and everything, it's quite scary. So there's some monsters that you have to skip on this build because you're going all up on their face. Sure, yeah, you have a ton of damage and everything melts, but you're still going up in their face. But sometimes I have to walk towards the pack, so I don't get hit by all of them. In an angle. Like instead of teleporting, if I teleported, obviously I would get hit by all of them. But sometimes I have to walk towards them, so I can only get hit by a few. It's that scary. Thorns as well is completely annoying on this build. I think I might add more damage to the build. I currently can't go 102 FCR. I don't have the gear for it. I'm thinking I might stay at the same breakpoint I am. Was it 65? I can't remember right now. 65, yeah. And add some more damage. Maybe I'll shop at 320 gloves. Switch to high lords. That way I have the attack speed. Oh yeah, speaking of attack speed, the rhythm of playing the build over time, you get better obviously at playing the build. Doing bursts of speed is so noticeable. If I wasn't playing hardcore, I would go burst of speed, but you just can't risk it. Telling you just can't risk it and go burst of speed. It makes a huge difference though, having that attack speed. So I might go 65 and get some attack speed. See, but overall, it's an incredible build. Not as good in some areas, like Heralds, and you really have to be on point to preserve your charges in some scenarios, like in Chaos Sanctuary, Bale, you gotta cloak or Mind Blast for wave 3, or just if you screwed up and there's Hydras, you gotta go to the sides and attack a monster, otherwise your charges will expire. There's a lot of charge management. That's why I think 102 FCR is gonna be the way to go. Although I'm not 100% settled on this, because attack speed has been proven to be quite necessary. We'll see what I end up doing, but it needs a lot of gear. If I want to go 320 gloves, High Lords, I'm gonna need to find really good FCR rings with a lot of resistances and all res charms. That's some pretty difficult gear to get. So it's quite gear intensive if you want to min max it. Now I do play very safe. When I'm amped, I don't risk it at all in any scenario. I just let my fate take it out. So as powerful as it is, I'm taking full safety precautions on this build. It's quite scary, especially since I have everything on the line. My 2 months of progress, I've pulled tons of hours into Enigma, Infinity, Scalers, everything. I've legitly found I'm not taking a risk. But I think over time, once I get better at playing the build, I can sort of go balls to the wall and play more aggressively. There is there is a rhythm that you have to figure out. I'm not there yet, but over time, when I play, now I'm not the best player. I'm quite average, but average is good enough. If practice makes perfect, and eventually you sort of um, get get good at a build. Uh, I think that's about it. I don't really have anything else to say. I said I would upload some gameplay videos, but for now, just commentary and my plans. Speaking of my plans, I need to grind for more keys, more statues, and I'm thinking of grinding, as insane as it sounds, I'm thinking of grinding better claws on my warlock. I have the seed for the greater talent in Lore Crust, and honestly, I'm thinking of min-maxing this really hard, like getting more damage on my Claws of Thunder. I really want to maximize the damage as much as possible in this build. It'll be crucial for my survival, weird as it sounds. Now, the best claw would be Phoenix Strike, Claws of Thunder, and Fade. I think that would be the best. Having +3 extra DR. We're precasting with Spirit and Call to Arms. But this character has little swell, but I've actually updated to an Ethereal Monarch. It has 146 strength. I have extra strength, so yeah. But that's +3 all skills I'm getting. That's 3 DR. And in an ideal world, those are quote unquote hero edited claws. You can get something like that, but that is extremely unlikely. +3 Phoenix, +3 claws, +3 Fate. I could be wrong. Maybe you can't get these three. I haven't done any research prior to this video. This is all spontaneous. All my videos are spontaneous. I don't do any editing or stuff like that. So yeah, that would help. I need every point of DR. And getting a torch +3 DR. This build needs as much survivability and damage as it can get on players 8 hardcore, especially without savings. It's actually scary. I'm playing very strategically with this build. It's frightening. One wrong move and it's over. I've had a way easier time on Warlock because my Bind Demon took care of everything. Now I have to do the tanking. It's a different story. So definitely as much life, DR damage as possible. I guess I have to do a lot of grinding, get upgrades, but this will be my main build until it gets nerfed, or when I get tired of it. But that's unlikely because I do like making a build, and if it's good, and I just roll with it and play for hours and hours. But that's about it. Currently, she's level 92. I want to get her to level 96. So if I farm area level 84 plus zones, I can craft an affix level 90 amulet. I do want to start crafting. Sure, I can just port the materials onto my warlock to craft, but I think I can get to 96 confidently and do the crafting on this character. I don't want to lose time and just pour over materials there, or just kill as many monsters as possible. Just get over it. We'll do a bunch of crafting. I need to get into crafting as much as possible, because I need a new ring. I need a new amulet, a 220 FCR with some crazy stats. That would be great. Rings, like I said, FCR, prior res. Like, I have a long way to go min-maxing this character. The warlock is, I want to say, easier to min-max because it's not dependent too much on rares. You only need hard stuff like TC 87 at most. But this build you can really invest with rares. It's high investment builds, which is good. I like high investment builds. So we're making gloves, rings, etc., amulets. I've yet to get a 20 FCR amulet. Just 2 assassin, 20 FCR, even 2 to martial arts might be okay. Though you lose 2 to fade, which, like I said, is very crucial for the build. I might actually take this one off and put a Shadow Discipline killer, which sounds kind of crazy, but 1 extra DR might be worth it. I kid you not. What else do I need? I need to find a Baroon. I want to make a Chains of Honor from America, so he can accompany me in Ubers. That would be great. A Merc with Chains of Honor faded. It's gonna be more than enough for Ubers. And I can put whatever helm I want on him. I haven't decided which one. Currently in Ubers he gets destroyed by Perlix Blizzard. And if I'm not paying attention, he can get slapped by Spister or something. It really all comes down to doing Ubers faster if I can. Got stuff to do, but if I could do them faster, then there's likelihood he will survive. But I'll try to think about something where he can survive Ubers. I know there's a way. I have to really think outside the box. But anyway, that's it for now. This is the jewel we got, a -8. I'm happy with it. Gotta get a bunch more statues and keys. This is quite the project. So anyway, if you've come this far, make sure to comment, subscribe, like, share. It helps the algorithm trying to build the community. So do me a solid if you really care. Yeah. Catch you in the next one. Catch me live on Twitch.